What is onco.com is that onco.com is a space where we provide 360-degree care for every cancer patient who is coming towards us. We provide them second opinion, tumor board support, and now we have started providing them cancer support groups like this one today. And also, we have special service known as Onco Warriors, wherein people who have been recently diagnosed with their cancer journey is connected to somebody who has survived cancer and who is in remission right now. So that is one more service. So onco.com does n number of amazing things. And yes, with that, today's Talk Your Heart Out, we will start. And like Krishna, you had told me you want to share today's Talk Your Heart Out with a story. And then I will start asking you questions. So why don't you take the floor? आप अपनी कहानी बताइए. Please share your story.
Sure. So, hi everyone. A very good evening to all of you. I hope you all are doing well today. So, the ones who would have just joined in, I am Krishna Mistry, and I'm an early childhood educator, and I have been working with children. So, since I love telling stories to children, today I'll start my session by telling a small story. So, this story is about a very little girl. Her name is also Krishna. So, I would want you to open your imagination windows today because I don't have certain age to show you the picture. So, you can just either close your eyes and listen to what I'm saying, or you can just imagine how a 12-year-old girl story goes. So, this is about a girl, a family that is from Nairobi, Kenya. So, you can imagine a small little house in between foggy clouds and mountains where they are enjoying a house that is filled with laughter, screaming of three siblings together. So, Krishna being the eldest, and true to her name, she's even a vice gang leader because the two young siblings are younger to her. And also the most naughtiest one in the house. So if anyone would know that we three are at home, they would always be hearing our screaming, running around here and there, playing around. So one day when Krishna came from school, she was complaining about a clingy friend of hers who was bugging her to an extent that had caused her headaches. So this clingy friend was not allowing her to even focus on her studies. So that day she missed doing her homework. She missed doing a lot of her other work, routine work. So this had concerned her parents a lot. But Krishna was wondering that why are her parents so worried about this one clingy friend who's just a friend? So we don't really worry about why friends are disturbing you here and there. But the headache, the friend started giving her headache not only for one day, but it continued on the second day. So her parents decided that we need to show it to the doctor why this clingy friend is giving her so much of headaches. So then they went to different doctors and took their advices. So there was this one doctor who said that the only solution of this clingy friend will be given in one of the Mumbai hospitals. So that clingy friend made Krishna, her mother, and her younger brother fly to Mumbai. Krishna's father and her sister had to stay back because the term exams were coming and her sister couldn't miss the exams. So then they reached to Mumbai, and Mumbai was Krishna's favorite city. So she was even more excited to go to Mumbai. She did not worry about the headache or the clingy friend. She was just more excited of going to Mumbai, where uh, a family of 15 was waiting to her. When she went home to Mumbai, she saw again all her 15 family members equally concerned and worried about the headache and the clingy friend. So she was just wondering, why are all these people so much worried about me and my friend? We are just friends and she's just giving me headache. It's okay, it will be done. So Krishna was full on in her excitement mode to see the Mumbai city, and as they went on to see different doctors, she was just exploring the city. She had never gone to such interiors of Mumbai city. So she was looking at the roads, the high buildings, the so many flyovers which she had not seen in Nairobi. So it was a journey that was filled with excitement. Then they went from one doctor to another doctor, and finally then they came to the last stop, that was Hinduja Hospital. Krishna was amazed by looking at this hospital. Why? Because of the wonderful beach that was behind the hospital. So rather than going to the hospital, she forced her mother that let's go to the beach rather than the hospital. But then obviously the clingy friend was causing concern, so we went to the hospital, and her mother and her uncle were busy talking with the doctors, and Krishna was looking around here and there. There were magazines of different Bollywood actors, and she would keep asking her mommy, do these Bollywood actors really stay in Mumbai? Can we go and meet them? I don't want to miss this opportunity where we've come missing school to Mumbai, and we should meet all the Bollywood stars, my favorite Bollywood actors. But obviously the reason for why they had come to Mumbai was to cause was to see how the headache can be reduced. So then her mother comes in and calls that Krishna, just come in. The doctor wants to see you and your friend. So then she goes to the doctor. The doctor does something, some different checkups on her eyes, her nose, her mouth, and everything, and then looks at the clingy friend and just says that why don't you get admitted to the hospital on the next day? So then they come on the next day, and Krishna is excited because Hinduja Hospital has a huge tower where all the patients are staying. So she was so excited to go on the top floor of the building and see how it views like. So they went to the room when Krishna was still exploring out of the windows, looking at the beach, looking at the roads, and was wondering where are all these people coming from. And then the doctor comes in again. The doctor and the mothers are having some talk. Krishna is not so interested because they were speaking in Hindi, and Krishna did not know Hindi because we were from Nairobi. So then later on, the doctor, after the doctor goes, Krishna's mom comes, she calms her down, she makes her sit, and she tells him that tomorrow we'll have a small surgery that would be done so that the headache that is given by the clingy friend goes away. So Krishna was not so worried about the surgery. She just told her mom, okay, fine, let's go for it. So the next day in the morning, the nurse comes and wakes her up and does something on her hand that gives her a lot of pressure. So she was checking her pressure, her temperature, and it was giving a lot of pain to Krishna. But she was just wondering, why are these nurses disturbing me so early in the morning? Then she comes and gives some weird clothes to wear, which just had threads on the end to tie. So Krishna was just worried, why am I wearing such clothes? What is happening with me? But then she was just letting everything be as it was going. And then in a few minutes, the peon of the hospital comes and asks, Krishna kaun hai? And Krishna just looks at her mom. She's like, go and sit on the wheelchair. While she was taken to the surgery room, she enjoyed on the wheelchair and was just wondering to herself that it's so fun that you don't need to walk and you're just taken on the wheelchair and you can explore everything by just sitting. So then Krishna entered the surgery room. She was exploring everything, but she wasn't sure. She didn't know when her mom left her back, and she entered the surgery room all by herself. And then when she realized that her mom was not there, she got a little emotional and asked that, where is my mom? I need to go to her. So then a very caring voice from the back says, don't worry, we are there with you. She asked Krishna to just lay down and gives her a small little prick on her hand, and then Krishna goes off to sleep. Then the doctors do the surgery and everything, and after the full day she wakes up in the evening, and to her surprise, she's tied to the bed. So she just screams out to her mom and calls out, why am I tied? Just free me, let me go. So then her mother calmly just tells her, don't worry, the surgery is done. They've just tied you so that you don't move. Then later, she doesn't remember much what happened in the ICU after the surgery. But then, when they moved back to the room where they came on the first day, she was again excited for the view, the beach view, and everything. So then Krishna again came back to her normal mood. She was not worried about what the doctors did to her on the face. She was just enjoying life. So her mom had got her all different games. Her uncle would come in, her aunt would come, my cousins would come in. So we all would play different games, and 21 days just went by in the hospital playing games and doing different kinds of things. And yeah, having medicines and all the injections that the doctor gave, but it was okay. Then we came back home after 21 days, and at home, I was not treated anymore as a patient. Obviously, nothing had happened to me, I was fine. The headache had gone, so my clingy friend was good with me now. So then at home, everyone was very much normal with me. We did the normal routines. It was fun exploring because my mama had just got married, so we were enjoying with our mommy who would play games with us. We would be so fun loving. I had a cousin who was dancing with me. So we lived life very normally. Then visiting the hospital became a normal routine. But one thing Krishna was very concerned of was going to school. So one day she goes to her mother and asks her that when are we going back? I need to go back to school and I can't be staying in Mumbai for so long, because Krishna did not know that what was the reason of being in Mumbai. So then her mother explains to her that because of the headache the clingy friend was giving to her, we need to stay back for some days for the treatment to get over. And her mother assures her that don't worry about school. We will join a school in Mumbai itself. In June, the schools will open. Right now it's May, and the children are having holidays. So then again, Krishna was much relaxed. She was playing with her cousins. Going to the hospital was fun because exploring Mumbai roads was a different journey. She had never seen such roads before, so it was always a fun journey to go in the taxi from Kandivali to Mahim, which was again a very much fun experience. So gradually, the whole year went by. Krishna did not know when her chemos and everything were over, and it was finally time to go home. So the day when the doctor said that Krishna, now you can go back to Nairobi, was the day Krishna celebrated the most. So then again we went back to Nairobi. It was already 1 year now. So when Krishna went back to school, she had to repeat a year because she had missed a lot of schooling days because of the treatment. So then when she joins back school, she had to repeat a year. Her sister was just 1 year younger, so she was even more excited because she always wished, I wish I had, me and my sister were twins, we could be in the same class, we could enjoy the school together. So this was an opportunity that I got to stay with my sister in the same class. So it did not bother me much at that time, and we were enjoying. Obviously, the two of us made fun, full use of the school. And during the stay in Mumbai, my parents thought that education in Mumbai was much better than in Nairobi. So in 2004, we finally decided to come to Mumbai, and that was the time when again the clingy friend was going to give some problems to Krishna. So how? So when we landed to Mumbai, we started exploring different schools, and we finally set to one school where we thought that this is the school we'll take the admission to. So when my mom was inside with the principal, she was talking to her to get the admission. So at that time, the principal was not ready to give Krishna admission because of the health history that had happened, and said that we cannot allow students like her to be a part of our school. And her mother was quite surprised because Krishna was fine. We did not seem that it was a problem, it was just a phase that came in our lives. So then my mom convinced the principal that don't worry, she'll be fine. She has her sister and also a younger brother coming in the same school, so everything will be okay. So finally, the principal got convinced and gave Krishna the admission along with her siblings. But then again, the clingy friend started causing her problems because Krishna and her sister Janki were in the same class. So Janki is a topper, a 90% topper, and Krishna is a girl that floats between 50 to 60% and never cares about getting 90% in her exams. So the teachers again start humiliating her, start comparing her with her sister. But Krishna, because she was a fun and ongoing person, she didn't care about what the teachers said. She knew back at home my parents were fine with the exam scores that I would get, and everything passed by well. Then it was time to go to college. So again, a new ride because we had never traveled in Mumbai locals before all by ourselves, and now it was time to explore that part of Mumbai. So then we went to different colleges. First, I was not sure. Krishna was not sure about what needs to be done, so then she was ready to go and take arts. But then her uncle knew that her capabilities were much beyond that. She had to do something to change the world. So then he came with the brochures of SVT College of Home Science, that is in SNDT University. And something was there magical in the brochure. When Krishna looked at it, she just thought to herself that fine, I'll just go to this college and see how it is. So when they entered, it was a magical experience, an experience that Krishna had never seen in her life. The campus was so attracting. It was like just calling Krishna that you are meant to come over here. So then finally, without even meeting the teachers, without even deciding about which course she would do, she said, I want to join this college. And Krishna started going to college over there. She got the admission. The teachers over there were quite different because now the clingy friend was not causing her much problems. So she was fine. The teachers were very happy with her hard work. They would motivate her, encourage her. And through 1 year in that college, she realized that she had to do food nutrition and dietetics so that she can go back to hospitals and help other children over there. So then for her 12th standard, she worked really hard to get 70% to go to nutrition and dietetics. Everything went very well till the day she got her hall ticket. That was on 2nd Feb. So on 2nd Feb, she was quite uh, happy, positive that now she'll crack the board exams with flying colors, and she was all set to go. But she didn't know that again something was waiting for her on the next day. So she wakes up because on that day she has a biopracticals. So she gets up in the morning, she's ready to do the revision, but then something happens to her. She starts feeling vomiting and she starts feeling giddy. So she runs to her mom and says that do something about it. I cannot miss the exams today because I'm not feeling well. So then her mother gives her cloves to it and just tells her, you'll be fine. Don't worry, it's just the anxiety that's causing that. But the moment Krishna enters her room, she pukes out once, twice, thrice, and loses her consciousness. And after a week, Krishna wakes up and finds herself in the ICU, devastated and broken that what has happened to me. She forgot about the exam, she forgot about everything, and was even worried why is her father here, because her father was working in Nairobi. So it was again another roller coaster ride for Krishna to go on. But because her mother was so supportive and so strong enough to keep her up, she ensured that that phase was gone. Krishna was diagnosed with meningitis fever, so she had to stay back home and miss her board exams because of that, which was so painful for Krishna because she had already missed one academic year. She could not miss it again. But because of her mother's constant support and motivation, she said, you will have again another chance. You can give the exams later in October. So she healed through the process, again started studying, bucking up herself, and gave her exams in October. After that, she had a nice 6 months vacation because she had to wait till June for the colleges to open the second round of admission. So till then, Krishna engaged herself into yoga, into meditation, into artwork. She learned mehndi designing and all sorts of different artwork at that time. Again, the life was smoother. In June, she started applying for the course she wanted to. She was very sure nutrition and dietetics it is. So when she went to get the admission form, the first thing she filled it in 2 minutes and gave it that I'm done. I know what I have to do here. But then again, there were few things that were going to come in her life which she was not sure of. After 2 days, the list was out, and Krishna was so excited about it that she reached the college even before the college authorities had put up the list, and she was waiting for there eagerly to see her name in the nutrition and dietetics list. When she goes there, she cannot find her name anywhere, and immediately tears burst out of her eyes. What happened? Where did I go wrong? I did it so well. I did everything that was required. But then she looks on top of the corner. The passing percentage for requirement for nutrition and dietetics was 80%, and Krishna just had 58% for her board exam. She had messed up because of the meningitis fever. Now, what she had to do? She sat there and cried. She called her mother. Her mother just asked her to come back home. Then her mother said that just be positive. There are three more lists to come out. Again, she went with her mother. She saw her name was nowhere to be found. But her name was there in another list, and that was in the field of human development. Her name was first in the field of ECC. So then the counselor of the college said that just secure a seat for now, and then we can shift the departments maybe later after talking to the principal. But obviously, maybe Krishna was not meant to do nutrition and dietetics, but something very different in her life. So she couldn't convince the principal to come into food nutrition and dietetics. So she had to be with ECC. Her college days began very gloomy, very sad. She was not in her right phase because she really wanted to do nutrition and dietetics, but she wasn't able to do that. And then her mentor realized that something is not right about her. She's not concentrating in the class, she's not talking to anyone. There must be something wrong with her. So the mentor asked me to call my mom, and we had a meeting over there. That was the day that changed my life again. The day we sat with the mentor, my mom and Krishna, that was the time when she realized that ECC was the field that required her and not the food nutrition and dietetics. She and the mentor enlightened Krishna about what ECC is, and through after doing ECC, she can also achieve her dreams of working in the hospital with the children she wanted to. So then that was again a turn in her life. Krishna developed a passion for early childhood care and education. She worked really hard. She went on further to do her master's from another college in Baroda. She went over there. She did her master's in human development. She went on further and did her PG diploma in counseling psychology, and now was ready with her education to go out in the field and work. But then now she had reached a stage in her life where she had to move on and get married. So her parents were concerned that now it's time to you stop, take a halt from all the work that you've been doing and start looking up for your marriage. So then they made her biodata. They uploaded it on different websites, and again the clingy friend came in between her marriage also. So Krishna started meeting different prospects, but after every meeting, the prospects would turn the proposal down because of the clingy friend history, and would reject Krishna. They would not accept somebody who would have certain health issues in her past. So that was the time when again Krishna's world slipped below her feet, and she was all again depressed, sad about why would certain things affect her so much. And that was the time when all her friends were getting married. Every time she would open her Facebook page, she would see somebody getting engaged, somebody getting married, and she would ask herself, was it my fault that all the things that had happened to me has happened? Why would somebody reject her because of something small issue that they don't even care of in today's time would bother her so much? It was a phase that Krishna really had to go through, and This time, even her family was equally devastated with the things that were happening. It was something Krishna's family would never imagine would happen to her. And it was a phase that was in dark, that was in a lot of sadness and depression. But then Krishna had to buck up again. She can't be living like this for all long. So then she decided that now it's her time to change the things for her parents. So she had to live the life for herself, for her parents, for her family. So she decided that I have a good background in education. I am a good person when I go out to work. I don't think I need somebody uh, to be with, so I can focus more on my career and then move on in my life. And if somebody who's equally open minded comes in, it's fine. So then Krishna has started working on herself, and now it's 18 years for this clingy friend. So now the clingy friend is adult enough to live by herself, and Krishna is planning all to wind up from Mumbai and go to a new country, that is Canada, and she wants to live over there, explore herself more. And by that time, she will ask her clingy friend to stay all by herself now, because she's an 18-year-old adult. She can look after herself. Krishna needs to go alone to Canada, and she'll buy only one ticket to Canada and leave her clingy friend forever in Mumbai to let her live her life. So each and every one of us have such clingy friends in our life in different forms. I got it. So Krishna in the story was actually me in real life. So I got it in form of cancer. Some get it in another form. We all have to let go of this friend at some or the other time in our life. I took 18 years to realize that you may not want 18 years, you may not want to wait for 18 years. You can leave that friend whenever you have come to that point of realization. So some people tell me it's best to forget about it, but I feel that it is an opportunity. I can use it to motivate and inspire others in the world. So I hope you are able to find your friends from the past, and use them to make this use this as a thing to make the world a better place. So, and it's okay to leave some friends behind no matter what age. You always do. You don't have to always wait for them to turn adults, like the way I waited for my friend to become an adult.
I mean, Krishna, what an amazing story, yeah. Like, really, it was too gripping. I was super invested. But after listening to your stories, I have a couple of questions. What was your clingy friend's name? You know, what type of diagnosis did you have? I mean, you
Right.
were too little to know that, but now after 18 years, you would know what you had. So if you could tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure. So I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma tumor that was on my head, on the right side of my head. So
Uh-huh.
it was a malignant tumor. So I had to go undergo surgery. So I did a surgery where I had 32 stitches on my head, and the bone that had the tumor was removed at that time. And after that, I went through chemotherapy, almost 9 cycles of chemotherapy and 1 cycle of radiation.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So one question from the audience has come in after listening to your story is that what made you decide to term this pain as clingy friend? You know, like so many people just tell I have cancer, so many people tell I have had a difficult journey, and then they get into their routine sharing of the story. But what is that which made you call your pain as clingy friend, and
Uh,
that too friend?
So I called it a friend because, see, all through the journey, we never saw it as something to be sad about. Because when it happened, we went through the whole journey very positively. And later, when I was recovered after a year, I was all fine. So I thought maybe you can call it as a friend. But not a very good friend. So a friend that is very clingy, which irritates you sometimes, or which is just there, you give them advices, so sometimes it helps you also. So that's why a clingy friend.
Wow, 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 wow. So, uh, another, I mean, as a child, when you have been going through the treatment, how did you manage to cope with your side effects of chemo? Let's say, as a female, you might have had hair loss. How did you cope with all of that in your childhood?
uh, Actually, see, when I was after my hair was removed right during the surgery time. So after my surgery, I didn't have hair on my head. So then I was okay with it because my mom told me that, see, the hair, if even one hair would have gone inside during the surgery, it would have caused problems. So what my mom did was she didn't let the doctor's terminology affect me. So whenever the doctors would be around, I was taken away from there. So I did not know what side effects would that treatment cause me or anything. So after every chemo, when I went back home, it was like I'm normal, that I took some medicines in the hospital and I came back home. So that's what my mother was telling me, that I didn't know of any side effects during the treatment. So I was completely normal. Certain limitations of food were there, but then my mom handled it very well. She would tell me that, see, you want to get more sick? I would be like, no. And then she's like, okay, so you're not supposed to eat this many things. Whatever we give you, you have to eat that. So side effects were not looked like side effects to me.
So your parents did play a very important role in your entire journey.
Yeah,
And if I'm not wrong, they were going to be a part of this gathering,
that's
but
it.
then they they asked you to be a part of this storytelling.
So they've also
Okay,
told me that now it's 18 years, I can take it forward by myself. So I need to
okay,
be now independent to take it ahead.
great, great. Did you have any recurrence, like after going through chemo and radiation? Did you ever have an encounter with your clingy friend again?
Not really. After so in 2002 I was diagnosed. It took me 1 year to complete the treatment. So in 2003 we went back to Nairobi. After that we did, I think, for 3 years the routine checkups were done and nothing of that sort came back. So that was because my parents were so positive and they were so sure that this will not happen again. So they really took care of everything that I did after that. So my food habits, my medicines on time, everything, we followed as the doctor had given us. So you can say I was lucky enough that the the tumor was also diagnosed at a very early stage. The doctors were surprised, how did you get to know this at such an, like like a baby step it was. And so when it got over, it was all successful. And also when the last time I had gone to see my surgeon for the last routine, he had presented my case to the Hinduja board meeting.
Hmm.
So
So,
it's not
since
happened.
you are telling that it was diagnosed at an early stage, which stage was it diagnosed at? Like, you know.
uh I don't feel like it was just, so I came like home with a headache and my
Uh-huh.
mom was applying oil and balm to my head. So that's when she felt that there was a small lump. I don't really know which stage it was because wo pura the terminologies of it I don't know. I just know I had
Hmm.
Ewing sarcoma tumor.
Okay, okay.
And
But
my mom says that it was diagnosed at a very early stage. So that's the early I can say.
okay, but kudos to your mom, yeah, because doctors were also wonder, like, how did you get to diagnose it at an early stage? And your mother, just because she was doing chumpy, could find out such a crucial thing, which ended up saving your life. So at this point, I would like to say to everyone who is listening to us that get chumpy from your mother. Without fail, get chumpy from your mother. I still get it, so I know. But yeah, kudos to your mother at this point of time. So there is one more question which has come to us from the audience, and it says, doctors always do their best to help someone in pain, and all your doctors fought with you for you. What is the most positive thing that a doctor or your surgeon told you during this journey of recovery?
I don't really remember because it's 18 years back, but the doctors would not interact with me much because at that time we didn't know Hindi. We were staying in
Okay.
Nairobi, so we wouldn't communicate. So they would communicate with me in English, but it would just be related to how are you feeling today? Are you fine? Is something or the other paining or not? Not really, but the counselor who was there, the counselor at the oncology over there, she was really amazed by looking at us because um, when my during the chemo sessions, I would be in the room. I would either be reading a book, playing some game, or I would be sleeping. And my mom, she was like not allowed to sit 24 hours with me during the chemo session, so she would be sitting outside. So she would also be doing her stuff. She would do some knitting, reading some book and everything. So actually it was the other way around in my case, where my mom showed all the positivity, and the doctors and everyone over there were really amazed by how strong she was.
Good. So can I also ask you one more question that a friend of mine had asked to you? It was because that everybody feels proud that they have won something. What are you the most proud of after winning this battle? And after winning your meningitis battle also, because
Yes, that
nobody
was also one hurdle.
has more. Yeah. So what are you the most proud of?
I think the most proud, I think one is that it has made me what I am today. I don't think if things wouldn't happen, I wouldn't have been so strong as I am today. And agar without having cancer, if I would have got rejected for marriages, it would have put me in total shatter and but it has made me very strong. And now it's like even if I get something small, I don't really worry about it. So one thing, it has made me so strong that I can't even imagine. Like even when I'm at my workplace, everybody tells me that how do you get this strength, from where do you get, but I think it's just the experience that has made me. And the second one is my passion that I have built. That is one thing that has brought me where I am
Great.
today.
Great, great. I just want to welcome everybody, Krishna's mother. Welcome to you, ma'am. Do you want to say
Thank you
something
so
about
much.
whatever she has shared?
Yeah, what she said was like, it was really a miracle because I don't know, somehow I believe so much in God, and that gave me a lot of positivity and energy. So when at the very first day when she complained about the headache, I don't know how I felt something is very fishy. So same day we tried to, consult the doctor, and in Nairobi doctor was so good. They advised me so well, and they said, okay, you better, if you have any connection, better go to India because there are so good doctors in India. So it will be treated very well. So when I came to Hinduja, they asked me how you came to know, because usually the kid faint or something like that happen, paralyzed. That time also people came to know, okay, oh, she has a cancer. But you came to know with very small lump on her head. So I said, I don't know, because maybe I believe so much in God and I have full faith in God. I think so. That's the, and I don't know, but it happened.
It's such an heartwarming thing that you got to diagnose it at such an early time. Now I want to ask you one more thing that one of the participants has asked us, that after chemo or radiation, was there any maintenance therapy that she had to go through,
Yeah.
to keep her from not getting it again?
No, it was not such a thing, but what doctors advise me, usually why it reoccurs, because, once people recover, what they do is, just skip all the, what you call, afterwards, after rechecking and everything, they feel it is hassle to go again and again to the hospital and, do MRI. But I think so. I have a full bunch of MRI which we did after
Mm.
whatever doctor used to tell me, hey, you have to do after 3 months or after a year. That we followed for almost 5 years. And until doctor said, okay, no, now she's fully recovered, you don't have to come to Hinduja. That's when, we stopped. But there was nothing, like, it will come back, or I was not having that fear because I was fully having faith in my doctors and my God.
Great, great. I hear that there is a person right next to you also talking to you. Who is that person? If that person also could come into the video, it would be great, because Krishna did tell me they are the pillars of my life, and he ran away. I saw, but
No, because no, let me tell you one thing. The way I am very strong and positive, he is very positive, I know, but he is very sensitive for Krishna. And right now, actually, this is our age, when we become more sensitive towards the things, what is happening. But that is
correct,
also, I give
correct.
full support that marriage is not the end of your life. And, that is also part of the life. You have to accept it. So, okay, he's a bit sensitive about it, so that's why he doesn't. Even I said, okay, no, I will not talk. But when I see Krishna is not there, I want to share my view also with everyone, that don't worry. This is just like, you get malaria or flu, it will just go away if you keep complete faith in doctors. You have to keep faith. So definitely it will go away. Take your medicines in time, and positivity is the thing, is like weapon.
Great, great. One more question did come while we were talking about the entire journey, was that Namaste, Namaste,
Hello.
sir. Welcome.
Thank
So,
you very much.
for the first time, we have the entire family of a person who has gone through the cancer journey with
Yeah.
us here today on
My other
our
two
event.
pillars are missing.
Okay, okay, yes, your siblings, you did tell me
Yeah.
about them. But I really wanted to ask you one last question. After that, I will open the floor to all the others who are part of us today. The other two pillars are also here, I think. They switched on the video and said hi to you.
Yes, that's my sister who's now
Great.
married.
Great. So one last question, and then I will open the portal to everybody so that they can ask whatever they want to ask you as the entire family. Is that did she have to follow any diet? There was restrictions, because a lot of people who are with us today are also going through the journey personally. So did she go through any diet reforms or anything that was particularly prescribed to her? Anybody can answer. Krishna, uncle, auntie, sister, anybody can.
I don't know if Krishna remembers that diet thing or something, but one thing doctors told me, that don't give any raw thing which can give infection to the baby, because their immune system is too low when they're taking the chemotherapy. So he told me that even if you want to give the fruits, little bit you have to boil it and then give it, because outside there are so many viruses which can cause her, more immune system is low, so you can face a lot of other problems. So just be careful that even if you open a biscuit packet, same time you have to finish it off. Don't keep it and then give her afterwards. But she's not aware of all that, because I never used to tell her that what doctors said.
Hmm. So, thank you, entire family, to be a part of this Talk Your Heart Out, which is a cancer support group for all the people around the world. Krishna, uncle, auntie, and sister, we are going to open the floor now for questions. And anybody wants to say something to you directly, they can say it. So, all of you, Krishna, there is one more Krishna. So this is very interesting. So Krishna Palapati wants to share something to Krishna Mistry. Krishna, can you please switch on your video and just share it?
Okay. Hi, Krishna.
Hi.
So I just want, it's a little long, but I'll keep it as short as I can. So this is something that it came to my mind as we were talking to you, okay? So this is for you, Krishna.
Krishna, 1 minute. Before you go ahead, I understand you are very excited, very enthusiastic, but say things slowly. People need to get it slowly. Yes.
So Krishna Mistry, this is for you, okay? It was a privilege and an honor to hear your story, Krishna. You have a way with words. With subtlety, you explained about your unclingy friend, but you embrace the fear for what people fight against today. You know, they don't embrace it. You smile back at all adversities that were thrown at you. You really have an amazing power to draw people towards you through your simplicity and pure innocence. You can get people glued to you to listen to something to make a very positive impact in their lives. So I had a tough journey with my father last year. I lost him to the same thing, you know, in a different way.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. But listening to you, all I need to say is you were a little warrior then, you're a powerful warrior now, and you're going to be an unstoppable warrior for the years to come.
Definitely.
And for your family and your mother, dad, your siblings to be with you and to tell you that you're capable of taking this ahead is nothing short of superlative. And just to end it, I just want to tell one thing. Cancer messed with the wrong girl.
Right. And with the wrong family.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Can I say something, sir? Can I say something?
Something
Yes,
on
please,
your
please.
point.
Please.
You see, we are Shiva followers, okay? You understand what I'm saying? We are Shiva Bhakt, and I believe like there must be another Shiva Bhakt which is not strong. So his pain, Shiva translate.
I think there's
Network issue.
Transfer
Network
to our
issues.
family. We accepted as a gift of Shiva. Danger issues, all with problems in God, you know.
Amazing.
Great.
We never
great.
complain to God why it happened to us, you know.
Great. So thank you, Krishna Palapati. Anybody else who wants to say something to Krishna and family can unmute your mic and show your video, and please say something or ask anything directly. If you have anything to say, please go ahead. Anybody? Aha, Amresh, yes. Please unmute yourself, Amresh. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, Krishna, very great to see you once again. Mumbai, I still remember that session which we had. It's awesome to have you again. And the main thing that I would like to say is, may all of us be blessed to have a family like the one that you have. Especially to sir and ma'am, I
Thank you so much.
with all my gratitude and respect. And
Thank you so
amazing. It's amazing what you all have done. And being the pillars of strength for someone who is so very powerful, I can only imagine that how very powerful you all are. Ma'am, you said that sir is I mean, a little emotional. I think that also helps to maintain the balance. And who Krishna is now, I think, is an agglomeration and accumulation of all the qualities that you've brought in. So once again, I just simply bow down with humility and gratitude. And last and not the least, Krishna, just continue to be the awesome person that you are, and may all the troubles that may come, all the hurdles that may come is obviously going to be smaller than the ones which you have overcome, and may you simply break through, smash through them the way you have continued to do so far. Just all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Amresh, you said some really amazing things. Thank you,
so
Amresh. Thank you, Amresh. Now that Amresh spoke about these things, I really want to hear something from the siblings. She's here. She said hi. Can you please come online, unmute yourself, and say some things about Krishna and this entire journey? Are you here? I think your name is displaying as Chetan Dhingra.
Just give 2 minutes. She's, I think, on another.
Okay. There you go.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
I think
The
she's
floor is
missed
yours.
the question.
Whatever you want to say.
Okay, you can ask me the question. I didn't get it.
Do you want to say anything about this entire journey? I mean, whatever you think you want to say, you can say. Because as a family, you have fought it. So, your viewpoint.
It's way too emotional for me to say something right now. But I think me and Krishna, we've always been on the same, we have always been in the same age group. So whatever she has faced, I feel that I have also taken it in my life. So it was not just her battle, it was also my battle. And just listening to it, I can just get the whole flashback right now. And I know it was a very difficult journey, but she is way stronger than anyone I know. And I think I'm not even 1% of what she is. And there would not be anyone so strong. But I'm glad that I was always there to be with her and fight it out with her as a friend and as a sibling. So that's all I can say right now. I'm too overwhelmed and too emotional right now to say anything more than that.
Wow. Thank you so much. Krishna's sister, I don't know your name. Can you tell me your name?
Janki.
Thank you so much, Janki, for coming here and sharing what you've shared. I mean, as an entire family, you guys have literally motivated a lot of people who are online right now, and a lot of people who are going to watch this. And I just don't have any words to say to compare to what you have said today here. On that case, I would like to invite our very awesome Super Nani here, who Krishna is a dear friend of. Super Nani, please come, unmute your mic, show yourself, and say something to Krishna and everybody around here. Anjali ji. Anjali ji is here. Yeah, Anjali ji is here.
Hi, Krishna.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy to see you, my proud daughter. Proud family.
Thank you.
Big heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
कुछ तो बोलो अंजलि जी.
I'm very proud
कृष्णा
of
ने
your
क्या
family
स्टोरी शेयर
also.
किया?
बहुत खुश हूँ. Proud family. Mistry
Thank you
family
so
rock.
much.
Yo!
Thank you. Thank you.
Love
Thank
you.
you so much.
Proud of you, family. Mistry
Thank
family, I'm
you.
proud of you. And love you, Krishna. Keep it up. Be strong. Even I'm coming to Canada within 2 years. No
Yes,
worries.
पक्का साथ में जाएंगे.
Yes, we are also planning to go. Maybe after
Thank
this,
you.
after 1 year. Not
After the
now.
lockdown is over, coronavirus
Yeah.
is gone.
Our process also going on. Surely I'm going to catch you there also. No worries. We'll rock. I'm
Yes.
very proud of you. Hearing your story.
Thank
Keep it
you.
up. And you're
Thank
positive. I
you.
know that. फिर हम लोग एल्बम बनाएंगे, रॉक करेंगे. We'll enjoy.
Yes.
Thank you.
To see your family, your sister, siblings, and all parents. You motivate everyone.
Yeah,
Good.
true. Thank you.
Yeah. Proud parents.
Yeah, thank you.
Love you all so much.
Thank you अंजलि जी. अब आए और बाहर आए ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. आए और एल्बम कनाडा सब जगह उसके साथ चले जा रहे हो.
सर एक गाना गाती हूँ. सर तुम मिले दिल खिले जीने को और क्या चाहिए. Enjoy with this song.
Wow.
Thank you.
Too good.
Thank you.
Thank you Anjali ji.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else wants to add something? Otherwise, we will conclude today's session. Anybody else wants to say something to her or the family? Please come forward, say something. I'll just read out their names. If anybody wants to say something, just come. Amrish has spoken. Deep, you want to say something? Dr. Shivani, Jason, Venkatramanji, Krishna, Lakshmi, Lalantika, anybody who wants to. Rajiv Sharma, Raj, Saurabh, Shailaja, Shivam, Terrell, and Vivo1610. I don't know their names. They are being shown as that. Anybody wants to share something? Please do come in. Hey Deep, please start your video and say something to them. Deep. Yes, Deep has. Unmute Deep.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi Krishna, so lovely to hear your story and meet you. It was amazing, very motivating. My father had suffered cancer, and it's so nice when I see families that actually fight through it together, like we did, and it's very inspiring. And thank you for sharing your story with us, and very motivated. And yeah.
Thank you, Deep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Shivani wants to ask the entire family something. I would like to ask Dr. Shivani to please unmute herself and start her video to speak with you all. She has a couple of questions to ask you. So, Dr. Shivani, are you there? Yes.
Harish, I'm on my video. Okay.
Please ask the question, whatever you want to ask.
First of all, a very congratulations to your family. It's really a good story to hear. And since you know I'm into care management, so sometimes we get very young people with who are diagnosed with cancer. So they are like, how do we motivate them so that they take a right treatment and to add positivity in their lives? So I need their tips, like from the family. What are things they did to motivate and how they were positive throughout the journey?
You require a very strong mind, number one.
Okay.
And also you require very strong mind to accept this type of the issues in the family. And second, you should be very positive. As soon as you enter in the house, the atmosphere in the house must be very pleasant, joyful. Should not consider there is something happened to the family member, right? And the important part is whatever doctors say, just follow, including the medicine, including the time, including the food. That is the best. That is the best things cure any kind of the disease. Because half of the disease, occurred by our own mentality. So that one give a lot of depression to the family members, including the person who is suffering. While we were very different. I can't say that we were proud of whatever, but we very practical people. Once we found that this thing is broken, now we wanted to use the same things. So we need to modify it such a way that there is no crack you can see in that broken part of the things. And just enjoy it together. And the time comes, you can find it out. Nothing has happened in the past.
Thank you.
And
Thank
that
you.
actually comes from all family members. Actually, my sisters, my brothers, everyone was so motivated. So I actually thank from this platform to everyone in my family that they have supported a lot. So not only single person, it is task of full family members actually.
Thanks a lot.
Wow.
And God bless the family. God bless the family. Seriously.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Also, I remember whenever I would complain of anything that this is happening to me, that is, my mom would say, nothing is happening to you. You are just imagining problems for yourself. And then she would just just change the atmosphere over there. She would say, ye le khale. A lot of home remedies were also going on at that time.
Okay, beautiful. I am really overwhelmed here. I have goosebumps on both my arms. Really overwhelmed. Just would like to end all my sessions with the first person who started online Talk Your Heart Out. Jason, say something, and then we will go for a group photo where everybody switches on their camera and shows a little heart next to the heart, and we take a photo, and that's how we end our online Talk Your Heart Out. Jason, say something. Yes. Jason. So Jason is a two-time survivor.
So I just want to say, your story is really inspiring, and the way you handled it all, and the way your mom was there, and your dad also, and your sister, how you all faced it together. It's very inspiring, and everyone who's suffering from cancer should have this kind of family. So it's really nice, and I really hope you have a good life, and all your dreams come true. So good luck for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So we have come to the end of our third online Talk Your Heart Out. I would like to ask everybody to show yourself so that we can take a group photo.
So before ending, I want to say something.
Oh yes, please say.
Yeah. So one thing about cancer, whoever have asked, how do you face, how do you solve it, how do you keep yourself so motivated? I think throughout the journey, when I look into the past, when I remember my things, one thing is never tell somebody that you're battling from cancer. Just say that you're normal and just be very normal. I think that has only helped me to go back to school after I was done. And in fact, during the treatment also, I was going to school. It wasn't that the full 1 year I was at home. I used to go to school whenever there would be non-hospital days. I would do my normal routine every day. So I think the more normal you are and the more comfortable you are, you get automatically the strength to fight. And that's how I think even I could battle meningitis and get back to my degree again after that. So that's one thing. And my story credit goes to my brother. He's the one who helped me make it a little better. So I was just going to say a very descriptive story and he helped me to make it a little narrative. So he's shying out from coming on the camera right now. But the story credit goes to my brother.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I would like to ask everybody to come on the camera, switch on your video, and Krishna ji, if you can ask your brother also to come join in, at least in the photo, it would mean a really, really lot to all of us. We would have captured the entire family together, right? Your mother, father, you, your sister, and your brother. Anjali ji, please switch on your video.
Here's
You are
my
doing
little family member joined us.
Oh, there is one more family member. Great. Shivam, please switch on. Lakshmi ji, please switch on your video. Shailaja ji, switch on your video. And yes, we go for our very own image where you show this heart right next to your
yes.
Yes.
And your symbol.
Yes. And yes, please give a smile, but I won't be able to keep continuing it because I'll be clicking a screenshot. But yeah, I'll have one. This, yes. So, yay. One more. Yes. Thank you so much. Please stay tuned. We will come back with one more Talk Your Heart Out, and stay tuned until then.